Probably all over my mouth.
Keeping that in there.
Well, welcome to Coffee Time, Best Friend Time with Ash and Jack.
Hello. As you can see, it's a super special episode today because we are together in the same location.
And we accidentally wore the same color.
Was not planned. But thank you so much for watching our first episode and giving us feedback. I know one feedback was to have an intro and outro, so hopefully that will have happened and you will have seen us after an intro. And also another feedback was that we did not show our pictures of our cosplay. Hello, Eva. So, bam! Let me see if I can do a cool editing trick. And if not, just pretend I did. Would you like to do yours?
Yeah, one of me just by myself.
Yeah, mine was just going to be by myself too. So yeah, me, super cute. Ashley,
Yeah.
grown and sexy.
Thank you. Gassing me up.
What are best friends for?
Right?
And that about covers the feedback. Oh, also pointed out that we did not have coffee last time for
Yes.
Coffee Time Best Friend Time, so
Cheers. I like whipped cream on mine, so yeah, I might be licking my lips quite a bit, so oops.
I have frothy milk and cinnamon on top. And as you can hear, my dogs might go a little crazy. You're using the blankets, okay. She's a diva. But anyway, so this week's episode is about fitness and not fitness whole pizza in my mouth.
Okay. Oh, we've done a little bit of binge eating before.
We have. We have done some binge eating. I definitely have, and I still struggle with it. It is something that I do struggle with when I see food. I must eat it, but I have tried to be better about it. Like Des bought a key lime pie, like another whole one after that party. Yeah.
That was the same one.
No, it was a new one. And I only had 2 pieces and gave Des the rest. That was difficult.
Key lime pie is really good though. I didn't
It is.
used to think that I would like it because it was a little tart, but it's good. So I'm with you there, Jack. But yes, you've done better as far as like eating slower. I've noticed over the years. So that's a really big improvement for Jack because she
Yes.
could scarf it down really fast.
I sure could. I probably still could if I put my mind to it. And sometimes I think I still do. At times, but better. Progress. And that's all you can ask for sometimes.
Yeah.
Progress.
I think my problem with food is that I have accessibility to all kinds of different foods now. Like when I was like, even Jackie, I used to go to her house and get mayonnaise. Sandwiches with mayonnaise because my mom liked Miracle Whip and that's disgusting. But anyways, so as an adult, having a variety of different foods, and then just sedentary lifestyle, like all of the jobs that I have now, I'm sitting down the whole time versus like when I first started working, I was on my feet the whole time, more active. So I think all those things, your eating habits, your activity, are kind of what goes into where you are in your life as far as your fitness level, wellness level. And we kind of want to touch base on how to improve those things and watch us on our journey because we're both trying to make improvements because we're not quite where we want to be.
No. But hey, like I said earlier, any improvement is some improvement. So Because I know I was going to ask you how different it is because you used to, when we lived together, work out twice a day sometimes.
I did 2 days.
Yes, and you were, you know, way more active, and I guess also your job was different. You were, because we had the Fitbits, so we would always go against each other, and she would always kick my butt, not even doing the
Not even
exercise.
trying.
Like she just doing her job, and she's like, I'm gonna, just gonna keep walking and stuff. And
Yeah, I was a CNA back then, and yeah, you're on your feet the whole time, going from room to room and taking care of the patients. And a low day would be like 15,000 steps for me on a 12-hour shift. A good day, like where I would really kick your butt, would be around 20 something.
yes,
Um,
I know. I'd just be all of a sudden it'd be like Ashley got like 48 million steps. Like,
So yeah, that's definitely, I would say, once I switched from that role to being a unit secretary, I within like a couple of months like drastically saw the difference in my body. Like my stomach would, from like being really like tight to like having like a slit like belly button. I'm like, what is this? What happened? I remember the day it happened, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like, I don't know what to do, you know, but yeah, so seeing the difference in my stomach and everything, and I was so focused on working, trying to get overtime and everything, that I was like, I didn't have the time to really fix it at that point. And then I was going to school too, and then, oh my gosh, A&P 2 was so stressful. I did get a really good grade, but after it was done, I ate. Like there was these little quiches that I would eat every night when I was done and was watching this K-drama, and it was just like, I put on like 20 pounds in 1 month. And like those 20 pounds, I have not been able to get off since. That's what kind of pushed me over into the 200s. And then like slowly from there, I've gone from working like 36 hours a week to working 76 hours a week, and that's all sitting down. So even just this year for me, sitting down so often, I've seen I didn't really have an umbrella, or what is it, apron belly before, but now I kind of do because I'm sitting down 76 hours a week. And so hopefully you guys will see the change in that with me trying to do core workouts a lot more and stuff. Because I've never been good at abs. And I think abs are something that you've been working a little bit more on.
yes, so I've been, and arms, and honestly, I have been working out recently. I definitely feel like I've gotten a lot better and doing or getting into a rhythm of, what I want to do. I have also seen a difference just in myself. With now that I'm doing like actual like exercise, my arms, I was like, oh, my arms are kind of muscly, and like not like like I'm like buff or anything, but just like they have a little bit of definition right now, so I want to keep doing that. I have been doing abs. I don't know if there's really any definition or change in there. I did, even before I started like working out, more recently, I was walking a lot, and I did cut back on my binge eating, which has been a process, and I did lose like 20 pounds, 26, but I did gain a little bit back, but not the full thing. I gained like 6-7 pounds back, so, but I, have started finding a rhythm in, exercising, and I don't think I was ever really like an active child. I did soccer for a little bit. You were way more active doing
What happened?
I didn't do any sports in like high school or anything. Varsity soccer over here. I did join the military. I hated working out. I hated running. I hated just all of it. I hated it. I hated it. I despised it. But now I'm all like, this is fun. I jog very, very slow though. I have done one, when I had my goal of, I'm going to run a mile in under 10 minutes. I've only done that once. And then since then, I've just jogged long distance. I've done 3 miles. I do it in under 40 minutes, which, is a pretty slow pace, I think, because it's definitely way more than 10 minutes per mile. So, depending, it's like 12 to 13-minute miles.
That would be really good for me. So I'm thinking, I'm like, yes, that sounds great. But I get what you're saying, that it is more than like the 10 minutes, but still. Each round, each mile is going to be a little bit longer. So.
Yeah. But I'm really proud of myself for that. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm doing terrible. But no, I'm doing good. It's just not like, I'm not fast. So I don't want people to be like, oh, it's so easy for you. No, I'm dying. I'm dying at the end of it. Just
and this has been a build up for you, like this year.
Yes.
We're in I think, what was it, May was when you finally made it to the mile in 10 minutes?
Yeah, it was May.
Yeah.
And I was definitely going to throw up after that. But yes, it's definitely, it's kind of funny because something that I thought about, because when we were younger, you would always kick my butt at running, right? So super
my
fast.
Little legs.
So fast. Because I just didn't, I wasn't about that life. But when I was little, I was like, one of my goals, one day I'm gonna beat her.
Really?
Yeah. Who knew it would have taken 20 years?
Oh man. Nice friendly rivalry.
Follow your dreams. Take your time. It'll happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, just because you were so, you were always, like I said, the athletic one, the one, in soccer and everything else. And I was just always very slow. Still am. But, you don't have to be fast. You just have to be faster than the next person.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But no, so yeah, that was just something that, I kind of thought of like, oh, now, not that our roles are like completely reversed, but it's just a little different. We have different stages of our lives.
Yeah, and I think that brings to a good point that I was wanting to touch on, was that your identity is really a big thing when it comes to your fitness. Once you start to identify as being the type of person who does get up every morning to do their run or get their exercise in, you're gonna see the change. It's just hard sometimes to change the way that you view yourself because you get so stuck in a rut or have bad habits. And one of my problems now is habit formation. I've read a lot of different books, such as like Atomic Habits, and I think there's another like Mini Habits, to try to combat that. What I have kind of learned from them is that you can really make it more of a system. Versus it thinking like, oh, this is just one thing that I have to make sure that I do, but it's like they're kind of like all things that link up together. So like a cue, like, waking up in the morning and your first thing is use the restroom and then brush your teeth and then go and do everything. Like all your habits are kind of linked together. And for me, when I lost a significant amount of weight, like in 2013, my thing was I worked out right before work. I had this pretty, decent schedule of working at like 12 in the afternoon. So I would go to the gym that they had at my hospital at like 10 in the morning, work out for an hour and a half, and then go take a shower and work. And it was like I worked like Monday through Friday back then. So it was like at least 5 days a week I was consistently working out. But for now, for me, it's like, even though I work like every day, there's a the shifts aren't exactly the same. I work, one is like 10 hours, the other job is 12 hours, and then depending on if it's school time or not, I do have a lot of variability. So it's really like honing in on what your cues are to do the activity, the habit that you're wanting to form, creating a system, sticking with it, and you will see results. I know back then, 10 years ago, I lost like 40 pounds in like 4.5 months, and I was like really strict on like my eating, and of course working out 5 days a week, you're gonna lose the weight. So for me, it's just, I guess, identifying what are those cues for me to work out, and to, even if something gets in the way, getting back to, it's okay to either miss a day, or it's okay to make adjustments. I think that's the big thing. So not really miss a day for me right now, because I'm wanting to do the hard 75, but just making adjustments.
Yeah, and I think it's important because even though I try to do a little exercise like every day, there are going to be some mornings where I wake up and I'm like, wow, I feel terrible. Like, I don't want to do anything. So instead of doing like my full 3 mile, jog, I'll do 2 miles, or even just 1 mile, or I'll go like for a walk, depending on if I'm really like low energy, or even on the cycle, like the spinner. And then instead of doing like, I planned like maybe a really awesome like leg workout or arm workout, maybe just doing like some stretching and some yoga or something, just to kind of, just stretch out and relax, kind of get a slow kind of movement going, just because, if you're not feeling like, oh, I don't want to do this, and then you go really hard or whatever, you might just feel worse, as opposed to just being like, okay, we're going to do something, and hey, something is better than nothing, right? So you could either sleep in, or you could get up and, you don't have to do a difficult workout, but just something to get you moving.
Great. And I know for me, for the kind of, this hard 75 is kind of back to what I was doing before when we lived together with the 2-a-days. What would you say, what you're supposed to do for the hard 75?
Yeah.
What is it, the criteria?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 5 points for the criteria for doing the hard 75. It's doing 2 workouts daily. One has to be outside. You have to take a picture every day to show your progress. You have to read 10 pages of a self-help book. Drink a gallon of water. And was that all 5?
Read self-help.
Let's see, again.
One of the exercises has to be outside.
Yes, that exercise, the picture, the gallon of water, reading the 10 pages, and the picture?
Yeah, I think that was it, right?
Yeah, those are the 5 things. Yeah.
And one thing that I saw, because I know you go to the gym, and I do not, I just do at-home workouts. But if you do go to the gym, and even I should probably start doing this, like writing out a schedule of your workouts and what you want to do, so that way you kind of have a plan of action as to what you want to do when you get to the gym or do your exercise. That way, once you're at the gym, you have a set thing of what you're gonna do.
Okay.
Camera died.
So back at it again, because like we were saying, like for me, like getting one of the cogs like coming out, then I won't go back to it. So hopefully, we're showing that we're trying to be consistent, because even though cameras have failed, we've had audio issues. I'm here at Jackie's. That wasn't the plan initially. So we're trying to show that we're being consistent, coming through, even though we're having difficulties or just changes in the plan.
Yeah, and I think that's, I guess, a good thing also with this podcast, because it's both of us, so we can each kind of keep each other accountable. Like, Ashley is doing the artwork and the design, and she has a fun little um, uh, animation that you will see in the intro and the outro that I will be editing in. So yeah, so I think having both of us keep each other accountable is going to be really good for the podcast, and to keep doing this and to hold each other accountable, because like she said, we have the Apple Watches now that we compete against each other, much like when we had the Fitbits. So yeah, just all about consistency and having someone to help keep you accountable.
Having a plan,
Yes.
sticking to it.
Yes. And also sometimes you just have to do it. Like, you can plan and plan and plan, and then just kind of get frozen in the planning process, being like, oh well, maybe I should change this up, maybe I should change this up. And also just kind of putting yourself out there is scary, but sometimes you just have to do it.
Definitely. And then, like, even with doing this podcast, being vulnerable and figuring out how much information you want to put out there is a big decision. But yeah, I think overall this is going to be a positive thing for us, and hopefully it's a positive thing for all of you listening and watching and hearing our journey. I know, at least for me, for the Heart 75, I'm actually going to be posting my first video on my TikTok tomorrow, doing my first day of the 75 days, so I'll be posting that. So by the time this video comes out, you guys are able to listen to it. There will be at least like a week's worth of progress on there, and then we can talk a little bit about our experiences after that. And yeah, because what are you going to focus on, Jack, in this next week before our next podcast?
Me.
Self-care.
Yes, self-care. I'm doing pretty well. I don't want to fall off of my exercise or anything, but also just keeping a balance. And I think sometimes I'm a little hard on myself, just trying to accomplish things, and like with work, and wanting to make dinner, and do laundry and all of that. At least I am not taking a class right now, so that's good. But I guess just some self-care, making sure that I am not too hard on myself, and don't get too down on myself, even if I have like a rough day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
Yeah, that work-life balance, gotta find that.
Yeah. So I guess to recap our whole fitness episode, this was just an episode kind of touch base of like where we are in our fitness life right now, where we've been in the past. Like you've mentioned, I used to do so much better, but life changes, but I think there's a big shift, at least from me, in my TikTok community, of people wanting to do like a big 180, whether it's their career, their fitness, or whatever. I think everyone's on this journey of like, I want change.
Yeah.
So definitely wanting change, you have to change your identity, how you see yourself, and consistently come through with the actionable items, such as writing down what your workout's going to be, sticking to it, having the accountability partner and system, and actually measuring it. This is what the Apple Watch or Fitbit's really good. Anytime you ever want to change, if you're not measuring it, it's not going to happen. Whether that's in business, life, anything, if you don't measure it, it's not going to happen. So measuring the different things that you're doing to see your progress, sticking with it, identifying the system that you want to do, like, identify the different things that you want, create a system, because habits are really based off of your system that you have, your cues that prompt you to actually create the habit or to do the habit that you're really wanting to do, versus it just being one thing. It's all little blocks that stack up on top of each other where you're going to see the different changes.
Yeah, and back on the measuring and stuff, because sometimes we'll forget our watch, but we'll go work out, or the watch will die, and basically we just say, oh, it doesn't count then, because you're not it's since we're bad, going against each other. It's like, oh, if you're not wearing your watch, did you really work out? I mean, obviously you did, but it's just more fun to try and have that challenge and see so much progress, right? So setting your rings and or step goal for Fitbit, it's just all kind of helpful in showing how much you've done, and just how much progress that you've made, because you slowly raise up some of your your calorie, your active calorie goal, your step goal, your stand goal, your exercise goal, and you can see how far you've come to be like, wow, I can do all of this now, and before, I could not do any of that.
And celebrating your little wins, no matter how little they are, the consistency, or getting further, on your time, getting, I can get my mile in 15 minutes now. That's more my thing. But that's, an improvement from a 21-minute mile or whatever. So, yeah, celebrating your wins, encouraging your friends.
And don't think that you just have to go and, you've been sedentary for months or years and you're like, I'm gonna run. No, just, slow down, do some walking, build yourself up, because, don't get discouraged, even though I know everyone wants this fast, results, these fast, quick results. It's not gonna be quick or fast. It's gonna take time and hard work, right?
And prevent injuries.
And prevent injuries, yes.
Because then you'll start all the way over to after your recovery time. So
yes.
Definitely be safe.
Yes. Be very safe. Stretchies and lots of water. And tell yourself you're awesome.
Because you are. So I think that's a great spot to leave for this episode. Again, we'll get back with you guys next week, let you know how we both stay consistent, or any changes that we've seen. And then next week, I think we might get a little bit more personal.
Maybe, we'll see.
Talk a little bit about relationship stuff.
But until then.
All right. It was great talking to you guys on Coffee Time, Best Friend Time. Cheers. Cheers.